So we need to look at these sentences, decide which of these transition words fills in the blank the best. Josie packed a picnic lunch for the family's outing to Six Flags. Blank, her dad began to pack the car. Just like last week, the best way to figure this out is to try them. Put them in the blank space, read the sentences again, and see, does it really make sense, or does it kind of mess up the sentence? Josie packed a picnic lunch for the family's outing to Six Flags. To begin with, her dad began to pack the car. Okay, so that was A. Let's try B. Josie packed a picnic lunch for the family's outing to Six Flags. Rarely, her dad began to pack the car. B. Try C. Josie packed a picnic lunch for the family's outing to Six Flags. In the meantime, her dad began to pack the car. That was answer choice C. And for answer choice D, Josie packed a picnic lunch for the family's outing to Six Flags. For a minute, her dad began to pack the car. Jadine, do you think you know the answer?
In the meantime.
Very good. In the meantime is the best of these answer choices to put there as a transition word. Who knows what that means? In the meantime. What does it mean, Noah, if someone tells you in the meantime? Does that mean the clock is angry at you?
Oh,
What does it mean?
means
Okay, that's not too bad. So, in the meantime is kind of like you described a very good situation. In the meantime kind of means like while you're waiting for this to happen, you're going to do this. Okay? So in this case, they're telling us that Josie is packing up the picnic lunch. So she's putting all the food together. While her dad is waiting for her to put the food together, he is putting the stuff in the car. So in the meantime just means like while you're waiting, or it could mean at the same time. These two things are happening at the same time. So Josie is inside, she's putting all the food together to make a picnic. Her dad is outside, he's putting all the stuff in the car to pack it up. I don't know why, it's a really old cartoon, but if you all have ever seen, it's I think it was just called Justice League, but it's an old version of the cartoon. But they used to love, they would talk about, let's say like how the what the superheroes were doing, and then they would show you what plans the villains are making, but the announcer would always go meanwhile, and they'd show you all the villains, and they'd be talking about going and, I don't know, taking over a parade or blowing up a bridge or something like that. So they would show you that while all the superheroes were talking about how they were excited for the parade, or they were excited for, whatever it was that all the bad guys were planning with. And it was just to show you that the villains were planning while the superheroes were excited for what was going to happen, or what they thought was going to happen. Okay, this one again should look pretty familiar. This time we're finding the relative adverb, and we're just going to circle which one we think is correct. Drag my circles over to start with. Okay, so let's read the sentence, and we have to pick one of these words to finish. Sorry, I felt that one coming. I didn't want to sneeze in the middle of the sentence. I remember the time blank we went to Six Flags. I remember the time blank we went to Six Flags. Should I use where or should I use when? Bella, what do you choose? Should I circle where or when? Which one? When. Where is talking about a place. When is talking about a time. And if you look, it says, I remember the time. So we want to use when. Okay, let's look at the next one. That was the place blank Eddie first rode a roller coaster. That was the place blank Eddie first rode a roller coaster. Should I choose where or when? Kylie? Where? Because again, we're talking about a place. So I want to use the word where. We never knew the reason blank Eddie got scared. We never knew the reason blank Eddie got scared. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was scared because he was on a roller coaster, but, you know, they give us two options. Why or where? Which one should I choose for this sentence? Bella, what do you think? Is it why or where? The first one? Very good. Why? Why is telling us the reason. Okay? And the last sentence, that is the place blank we had a great time. That is the place blank we had a great time. Should I use when or where? Alexa, what do you think? Where? Because again, we're talking about a place. That is the place where we had a great time. All right, take a look at this sentence today. We have to write it correctly. Can we go to Waterworld this summer? Asked Fernando. Can we go to Waterworld this summer? Asked Fernando. There's a few mistakes in this sentence. Who can tell me one mistake? Chase, what's one mistake that's in this? Very good. The word can needs to be capitalized. It is the beginning of our sentence. Okay, besides the capital C in can, what else needs to be fixed in this sentence? Kylie. Okay, you're absolutely right. This question mark is in the wrong place. It should be right here after summer. This is Fernando's question. The question mark needs to go right after the question. Okay, that's good. We've got four mistakes left. Alexa? Capitalize Fernando. It's somebody's name. It's always capitalized. Okay, down to 3 mistakes. What else is left? We capitalized the C in can. We put the question mark after the word summer. We capitalized Fernando. Noah? There is a capitalization mistake, but it's not summer. Alexa? In this case, Alexa, we don't need the comma there. Waterworld is all one thing. It's the name of this place that he wants to go to. Nakai.
The name.
It's a name, so what do we do to it?
Capitalize.
We have to capitalize Waterworld. It's the name of a place, and not just any place. It's a specific place. Like if we said Disneyland, or if we said Disney World or SeaWorld. Capitalize the names of these places. Yeah, we already said to capitalize the F in Fernando. Said we need to capitalize the name of this place, Water World. There's one last mistake. Something that we haven't fixed yet. Let's see. Maybe if I write it out, I might be able to see it. So we have our comma, and we have the capital. Can we go to capital water capital world this summer? Question mark, comma, asked capital Fernando. There's one last thing. Something that we haven't fixed yet. Noah? Absolutely right. I moved the question mark away, so I'm missing my punctuation at the end. So I need to put period to end my sentence. Can we go to Water World this summer? Asked Fernando. Like I said, that one was kind of tricky because until we see the question mark move, we might still be thinking, oh yeah, there's punctuation at the end. We can't forget that we moved it up here. All right. This one just says choose the correct answer. They give us a sentence. Part of the sentence is missing. You have to choose which one finishes the sentence. I blanked to the library when I dropped my books. I blanked to the library when I dropped my books. We have three options here. Will be walking, am walking, or was walking. Now this one can be kind of tricky. You need to read the sentence carefully to figure out which one is the correct one. Kylie, you think you found it? Which one? C, was walking. Why do you think it's was walking? What makes you think that one's better? I want to know what your reason is before I tell you if it's right or wrong. I want to see if you found the clue. Kylie, take your hand. Here's your brain. Very good job. Exactly. If the sentence says, I blanked to the library when I dropped my books, they use the word dropped. So they know this already happened. If you put will be walking, I think you said it perfectly. How do you know that you're going to drop your books if it hasn't happened yet? Or am walking doesn't make sense because, again, am walking means that it's happening right now. But they said dropped. They used a past tense here. This is something that's already happened. So we have to use a past tense too. I was walking, something that already happened. Then you would know that you dropped your books. Okay, last part. We have a sentence. It's got a mistake, maybe. We have to see if we can figure it out. I was uncomfortable on the roller coaster and afraid I might fall out. A says change and to I was. So they just want us to take this out, place it with I was. B says to delete the comma. C says change uncomfortable to uncomfortable. Comfortable, uncomfortable. What's the difference here? Because I'm not hearing a difference. Comfortable, uncomfortable. What are they trying to change there? Because when I read it, it sounds exactly the same. Comfortable and uncomfortable. Violet, do you see the difference? Let's see. If I look at the U's, oh, both of the U's are lowercase. I'm glad you thought about that, though. It might be a change that we can see and maybe not exactly hear. Bella, do you think you see the difference? They changed the A after the T to an I. So this is a spelling change. And D says the sentence is perfect. Okay. Usually, I will tell you that for questions like this, your best option, the best thing you can do is to just try all of your answer choices. But there is one exception to that rule. Normally, again, I would tell you try all of your answer choices. Just try them out. See which one actually works. The only time you don't have to try out an answer choice is if it's a spelling change. Like here, uncomfortable and uncomfortable. If they're just changing the spelling, you don't have to try it out. Because one of them is spelled correctly and one of them is not. And if it's not spelled correctly, you don't even have to try it. In the case of uncomfortable, the N should be A-B-L-E. It's spelled correctly the way it is. So I don't want to make it incorrect. I'm not even going to try answer choice C. I'm just going to try answer choice A and answer choice B. Change and to I was. C. I was uncomfortable on the roller coaster. I was afraid I might fall out. Right? B says to delete the comma. They just want to get rid of this. And then, of course, D says to make no change. Perfect. If I look closely at this comma, I can see the very next word is and. That's one of my conjunction words, one of my fanboy words. We saw this rule earlier when we were talking about comma rules. If I have a comma and a conjunction, that means that I'm trying to combine two sentences. Let's see if I have those. If I have two complete sentences, I can't get rid of them. I believe that I was uncomfortable on the roller coaster. That's a complete sentence. There's nothing wrong with it. I believe that. Afraid I might fall out. That one is not a complete. It's missing something. Missing the subject. Who is afraid that you might fall out? Since this does not have a subject, it's not a complete sentence, which means I don't need the comma and the conjunction. Answer choice B, the best answer choice I could pick here, because all I need is the conjunction. They're telling us two things about this person. Number one, they were uncomfortable on the roller coaster. Number two, they were afraid that they might fall out. This is just a compound predicate, not a compound sentence. I'm going to leave the whole page up. That way you can take a look at it. Any part that you need to catch up on or put your answers in, go ahead and do that now.